is Max Access, where Mackenzie Barwell takes you closer to members of Forge FC off the pitch on the Forge Audio Network.
I was actually going to ask you if you've ever had like dislocated fingers, broken fingers.
I'm broken for sure.
How many?
Pinky's broken.
Oh, look at that pinky. Oh, Jass.
That one's bad.
For those of you on audio, it's a little crooked.
Yeah. If I palm a ball, it looks like like it bends like that way.
What the heck?
It's like it goes like that.
Why does it go sideways?
That happened in college before our conference final, my sophomore year, and it got planted into the turf. And I didn't know what happened, so I just like yanked on it. And then I pulled it out of my, I pulled my hand out of my glove, and it was like blue. I mean, for us, it's part of the job.
Exactly.
There's this one as well. I don't know if you can see this one.
Yeah, you've got a couple wonky fingers. I can't lie.
Compared to, let me. Like
Comparison?
This one compared to that one. That one's like fat.
That's the life of a goalkeeper, though. Your knuckle is like twice the size. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Bad.
See,
and
that's...
it just won't go down.
For those of you wondering how we started talking about fingers, it is because I jammed it yesterday. I was catching a football. It came down and smacked me on the...
That's nothing. You're good. You're fine.
Anyways, I just wanted to get the proper diagnosis from Jass. So if you haven't caught on already, today I'm joined by Goalkeeper Jassem Kolielat. Thank you so much for being here, Jass.
Nice to be here.
I want to start with yesterday because you talked about in your post-game interview the experience just going into BMO and playing at that kind of stage. Obviously not the result that you wanted, but you played really well, made a lot of important saves. So what was it like just walking out onto that field?
I mean, if I'm being honest, for me, it was pretty like emotional because I'm a guy who absolutely like just loves the game. So for me to be playing like I mean, not that Tim Hortons Field isn't a big stadium.
No, yeah.
Obviously in like a setting like that, you know, because when I first came here for the Chivas game, when I was on the short-term deal, just being in that stadium and looking around and just like hearing 30,000 people just screaming, I was like this is something I'd love to experience. I got a taste of that yesterday, so for me it was pretty emotional for myself. Like in my own mind, I was just happy to be there, you know.
Well, even from a fan perspective, like the staff were all there. Many of the battalion were there as well, and walking into BMO and seeing you guys out there was just crazy. So I can only imagine what it was like on the field.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun, honestly. Like for me, it's just like the first person I thought of is my older brother. Like that's the reason I'm wearing the 16 this year. Like he's born on the 16th, and like he's also like dies for the game, but he's always wanted to play at the higher level. Never ended up making it happen. But like everything I do, like I carry him with me. So like just going in there, I was just like this.
That's really cool.
I was like, I wish he was there, but like he's in London now, and he was up at like 3-4 a.m. watching the game.
Really?
So I was like, yeah, I better do something if he's gonna stay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you got the number too. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Is there any stadiums that you remember as a kid, like dreaming of playing in?
Oof. I mean, as a Chelsea fan, Stamford Bridge.
Okay. That's a given.
For sure.
Yep.
But I don't know. I mean, I think it's not so like the stadium itself. I think it's just like the atmosphere.
The atmosphere. That's a really good answer.
Like, I think that's what it is. Like obviously, I love for example, I love playing here at home. You know, especially when I'm on the battalion side. Like stuff like that. I love because it's just like, as a keeper, you want to shout and like talk to your defense, but if you know they can't hear you, then they're doing something right. You know?
Yeah.
So you just have to be louder, but no specific ones, really, to be honest.
You would know that too, though, in terms of the loudness, because I've heard from many people you are one of the chattiest people on the field.
Yeah, I like to be, I guess.
Have you always been that way?
No. When I was younger, I wouldn't talk enough.
What?
Yeah, when I was younger, I didn't talk enough as a keeper, so a lot of coaches like.
How'd you learn that? Yeah.
Me. They just told me because they knew some of my coaches knew I'd get mad, like when I was younger as a keeper, and they were like, express it, you know, just don't.
Tell them, yeah.
Yeah, so it started like that, and obviously sometimes it goes a bit off the rails, but my coach in junior college tried controlling that a bit more, but it used to be worse. Like it used to be it used to be really no filter before. Like I think now
this
it's
is you with
filtered.
the filter?
Yeah, I think it's pretty filtered, but Yeah, and JUCO was bad. Like,
Oh,
JUCO was
God.
really bad.
Well, just so you know, I've talked to some of the guys, and they say that's one of your best qualities. So they definitely
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah, I try to do. I think the last few games it's been a bit harder. I mean, not harder to communicate, but I think it's like I'm getting really comfortable with like how good.
Yeah.
Obviously, how good we are. Like the respect I have for our team is huge. But I think your game I wasn't as loud as usual, and I think TFC as well. Like it's been weird because I think defensively we're solid.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like those last two games, like TFC, I obviously spoke a bit more. Like I had to speak a bit more. But the York game, I didn't feel like I had much to say just because like the guys were defensively on top of
Yeah,
it. You know,
and you talk with a purpose. If there's nothing to say, then there's nothing
yeah,
to say.
yeah. Like I know Garf, I know Alex, I know like the guys well enough now.
And the
so,
way
like,
that they operate and take communication
if I
too.
start telling Garf stuff that's absolutely useless, he's gonna turn around and look at me and be like, "Yo, just
Can you
just
stop? Hush, hush.
Exactly.
How was the second half yesterday? Because you guys were on the other side. You started where we were sitting, so we had a direct vision. We could cheer at you. But then when you switched,
Yeah.
the TFC battalion equivalent, sort of fan zone, was right behind you.
That wasn't bad.
Yeah?
Yeah, Chirps weren't too bad. Like they weren't like.
What'd you get?
Like I've heard worse. I'll say that.
What did you
And
get?
I'm not saying that so that they can watch this and just
And
next
use
time
it
if we
again?
play, yeah, they'll just be worse. But
Yeah.
no, it's just like the typical stuff, you know, like you're bad, like you suck,
You're just
like
bad?
you suck, like you're just not good, like all that stuff.
Okay, well, you can take that, I
Pacific
guess.
the Pacific away was a bit chirpier than that.
Really?
Yeah, they were calling me like LA reject and
Oh,
stuff like that. That was a bit more. I was like, all right.
Sorry for laughing.
I was
Sorry.
Like, no, I know.
What, did they do their research before?
Yeah,
like,
they did. I mean, it's fair play, you know. Like,
Yeah.
If we were in a really good spot, like against TFC, like like it had the first leg gone like 3-4-0, like in some different world, then I think I'd be entertaining.
Right.
I'd be entertaining it.
We'd
but,
be.
yeah, I'm not doing that when you're trying
Yeah,
to qualify.
you got to close out the game first.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Did you always know that you wanted to be a goalkeeper? You just said that when you were a kid, you were talking about like, you know, communicating and not being as loud. But how long have you known that was your role?
I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I was never ideally I never wanted to be a goalkeeper. Yeah. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like you're the youngest kid at practice, just
Get in that.
yeah, and then just nothing.
Really?
Yeah, and then it just stays like that. Yeah, that's kind of how it happened. I mean, I guess I was good at it, so I just stayed.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, when I was like 15, I thought I was pretty, like 14, 15. I thought I was like a really good goalie, but then when I went to Europe and trained like with some guys, I was like, nah, I'm not good.
It was a little bit humbling, probably. You got to get grounded.
A lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
But I mean, it turned out pretty fine.
I would love to hear about your experience all the way up until New Hampshire, because we know that's where you went to university,
Yeah.
but you were
Where
also...
are we starting from?
Let's start from the beginning. I'm going way back here, okay? So you moved to Dubai pretty early on in your life, right?
I grew up there. So
Okay.
I was born in Prague.
Okay.
In the Czech Republic. And literally like 4 months later, my
Gone.
parents we just all moved to Dubai because my brother was born in Montreal.
Oh.
So my parents lived in Canada for 6 years.
Yeah.
Then my brother was born there. Then they moved to Prague. And then I was born there, and then they moved to Dubai.
So you played within an academy in Dubai then?
Yeah, I played. It was like club soccer kind of. Played there. Like grew up till the age of 16. Was playing there, and the way it happened there was actually kind of like crazy. It was because the level of soccer in Dubai is obviously it's gotten a lot better every time I visit and I watch like younger guys play.
Yeah.
But back when I was there, like to be completely honest, like we were not that good. Like
Yeah.
it was not that good. We had like 2-3 guys that were actually like class, but so it was club soccer, and then we had a coach that was trying to be a coach for a pro team in Dubai, and he came from France, and so he like took over a few sessions of ours while he was like getting settled into the pro team, and his son was in our school, and he's like
Okay.
way younger.
Yeah, so how old are you at this point?
At this point, I'm like 16.
Okay.
And so we were practicing, and we were doing like a rondo possession game. And he asked like the original coach of our academy, he was like, "Oh, who's that kid?" And he was like, "Oh, that's Jass." Like he was like, "Oh, like He's like, there's potential there.
Yeah.
Like, he's like tall, lanky. Like, he's playing 2 touches. Like, it's not bad, you know. And obviously, like, this is relative to the level back then in Dubai. Like, so. Because I know some guys on the team are going to be like, you're not all that. You're not all that.
They're going to watch that and be like, okay, check yourself.
But there it's like, it was like.
Well, you were up to the standard and maybe some of your teammates were a little below. So you stood out. I see.
So he spoke to the coach and he goes, like, who's that kid? And he was like, oh, yeah, that's Jass. And he goes, he's good. Like, you should send him, like.
Do something with this guy. Yep.
And he goes,
get him out of here.
And he goes, that's our goalkeeper. and they're like, all right, I need to see him, like, in goal then.
Yeah.
And we finished the session. He pulls me aside and he goes, listen, because he used to be a pro. And he was like, my agent's going to be visiting Dubai. Let's have a sit down and let's see like what we can do. So I went back home, told my dad. And that weekend we sat there and we sat like all together. It's like, I don't even know where it was. It was like this little restaurant like near the beach or something.
That's funny. Yeah,
and he looks at my dad and goes, we think your son is good. He's like, we want to see what he is compared to the best in Europe. So I was just coming back from trials in Sparta Prague, like way before I even went there. So that's when I went there and they told me, like, you suck. You suck. Go back. So I went back, started doing like one-on-one goalkeeper training and everything. And then when I met the agent, he was like, we need to send you back to Europe and see what's up.
Try again. Okay.
And at that point, he got me, and this is like where I lost my mind, but he was like, you're going to go on trials to Chelsea. And I was a Chelsea fan. Like, I was just like, this is unreal.
So it's you, your dad, and this guy.
Yeah.
Are you just trying to like keep your composure? Like, how do you not react?
You're like, I was like, let's go. Yeah.
That's funny.
He was like, listen, it's nothing guaranteed that you're going to sign there. Everything. He's like, it's just going to be a 2-week trial. You'll go, see what's up, compare yourselves to the best. And I was like, all right, like, I'm down. And then he goes, after that, we'll see what other clubs we can try out for. Like, go on trial for. So I go to Chelsea, and just to put in perspective, you play in Dubai, it's mostly turf.
Okay.
And it's blazing hot.
Right.
Okay.
Very specific conditions.
Yeah, and when you play on grass, it's never like absolutely class. It's like patchy, dry, like terrible.
That's okay. Just to pause you for a second, that's actually very good to know, because a lot of the guys talk about the transition from like turf to grass fields, and we don't really know how it will affect the game.
Yeah, no, it's a huge thing. But this is what I mean. It's like some of the good fields in Dubai are like class. Like they're so good.
Slick and like, is that what you mean by that?
They're not even slick, because they don't necessarily water it for like youth soccer, like for club soccer. They don't do it.
We're talking about grass right now?
Yeah. But it's still like flat.
Okay.
You know? But obviously it's patchy and whatever. But so they send me to England.
Oh no.
And now I'm in London. It's freezing. It's freezing. I've never seen wet grass in my
grass is up to your ankles and it's wet.
It's the pitch is like just class, like unbelievable.
Really?
Like we're talking like Chelsea Football Club, like absolutely.
I'm gonna have to interrupt you for a second. Our wonderful strength and conditioning coach is here to interrupt the interview.
My bad.
It's got to be like an ice cap or something.
Do you know what? I actually cut this out of the interview last time, but I'm going to keep it in to hold me accountable. Every time I interview a player, they always come in with their tracker on.
I'm going to start charging ice caps.
My bad, bro.
Every time. Put it on.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Brian. Okay, sorry, Jess, continue.
Like, I end up there, absolutely, like, unbelievable facilities. Like, just, like, we're talking, like, there's the pro building, and then there's the academy building, and it's just surreal. Like, just ridiculously good.
Wait, where does the bad grass come into play, though?
This is in Dubai.
Oh, sorry, yes.
So, like, I'm going from playing in the, like terrible to absolute, like, carpet, you know, like, just unreal.
Yes.
And it's like pouring rain, the ball's fizzing around, and I'm just like, this is so quick.
Yeah,
like,
this is so fast. I have no idea
what's going on.
Yeah.
So I get there, and the first day was like with my age group, so it was like the U18s. And then...
So you went alone? You went solo?
My dad came with me.
Oh, your dad came.
Yeah,
okay, that's good.
Came with me. And he was like watching the trainings or whatever. And so after the first day, they had an away trip.
Oh.
So I had to stay, and they're like, you're training with the next age group, and it's the 23s.
Oh.
And I'm like 16, 17 years old playing with the U23s.
Oh.
And this is like one thing that only later on in my life I started thinking about, like the guys I was training with. but that was the generation where they won the UEFA Youth League like twice, like the FA Youth Cup like 3 times. Like it was a crazy generation, and there's just like guys like Tammy Abraham, Dominic Solanke,
Jass.
like all these guys are training. And
Did
back then I didn't know who they were.
Did
You know
they
what I mean?
tell you though, like prior to you going, like, hey, we have an away trip, so there's gonna be a few days.
It's just you go
you're
there.
just thrown in.
Yeah, you just live. You know, it's just like
Go with the flow.
Yeah.
Play.
so.
That is insane.
Yeah, that was crazy. So it's like now when I look back at the guys I trained with, like over there, they're
You're
all
like-
Premier League players, top European players. So I'm just like, no wonder I got absolutely destroyed, you know? And
Wow. Well,
so
they're
that
also
was-
5 or 6 years older than you. Like,
yeah. So Tammy Abraham he's a year or two older. Solanke is as well, like a year
Okay.
or two older, and then Loftus Cheek's obviously like 2-3 years older. Like all these guys are just unbelievable.
and you're
you
fresh
know?
off the
And I'm just-
Dubai,
yeah,
like
exactly.
long grass
Yeah.
training pitch.
So that was like a rough one. And funny enough, the first session we had there, the goalkeeper, we were doing finishing. And the goalkeeper, the oldest keeper, he goes, like, Jass, you go first, like, for the reps. And it was just like 6 shots in a row. It was like all goals.
No, pummeled.
And I just walk out the goal, and I'm just like, this is so hard. And then the next guy goes in, and it's like another 6 in straight. And then the coach pulls me aside. He goes, we did that just for you to understand that it's not you that's bad. It's just
Oh.
everyone is really good.
Oh, so they put
And
in
I was
another
like,
keeper after you to show it.
And I was like, okay, makes sense.
Shout
you
out
know?
that guy.
Yeah, but
That's actually so
because
nice.
The quality is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Obviously, but,
Yeah.
So after that, they had a conversation with the agent. Obviously, it wasn't good enough. And respectfully, like, understandable.
It's fine. Yeah.
So I
Good experience,
I
though,
went
for
back
sure.
Went back home and just started training, like literally goalkeeper training every single day. Like every single day. Like some days I'd do after school, and then after that would like go to another pitch and play. Like just I was trying to play as much as I could just to catch up. you
Yeah.
know? After that, I get
Wow.
trials at Lille in France. And that was just a bad experience. Like the goalkeeper coach, like had nothing, didn't want anything to do with me. Like I feel like he was just kind of set with his players.
So how long did you go there for
That was
before you left?
That was like a week.
Okay. Okay.
I went to Chelsea, stayed like back home for like 2 weeks, then went there to Lille, and then after that went to Nantes, where Coach Joe used to.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
I didn't know. him
You didn't
when I was
overlap,
there.
though? Did you?
No.
Okay, okay.
Probably he was with the first team, so I
Right.
was with the academy. I was supposed to go there, but didn't end up working out. And then I went to a second division team, and they were like, "Yeah, like you're good.
You're
enough."
good. You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
So I went there the 2 years. Second year started off really good. But we relegated from second division to the third.
Oh.
And so I was expecting to like hopefully climb up a bit. But head coach got fired, and then just complete like domino effect. So after that,
That's crazy how those sorts of things can happen, though, completely out of
yeah.
your control. You know, you just like go in with an expectation that you'll kind of work your way up, and then, yeah.
And the thing is that that's just like halfway as well. Like there's still. Then I went to Prague.
Oh, okay. We're gonna
Prague
have
was
to.
short. I know. Prague was short. Prague was short though. It was just like a little stay. Like I was just there for like half a season.
Okay.
Then just went after that. Just straight college route.
I
Yeah.
see. Yeah.
Yeah. The college route was pretty quick. If I had to sit and talk about like my college career, the most I'd talk to you about is probably JUCO.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the time at UNH was fantastic. You know, like everything was really good. But JUCO was a grind, like an absolute grind.
Okay, we're gonna have to. This is
Yeah.
gonna have to be a longer conversation, to be honest.
Maybe a part 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna have to do like a series. This is part 1.
Yeah.
Wow. But to be fair, I didn't really set you up for success. I said
No,
start from when you were born.
Yeah, no, it's a bit long.
No, but this is a good start.
Yeah.
Okay. Last thing, this weekend is our Y2K theme night,
Mm-hmm.
and as we've talked about, you have you're involved in fashion.
Yeah.
You like it.
Yeah.
Now, for people who want to come dressed accordingly, what are some staples you think that have to be out there from the
For
early
Y2K?
2000s? Yeah. Could be guys, could be girls.
I don't know, honestly. I think because because I never looked at it like that. Like, oh, what is like the Y2K style kind of? I feel like nowadays everything that's back then is just coming back.
Is just now.
Yeah, everything's like recycling, which is good.
Yeah.
But
So it sounds like you can't really go wrong if it's up to this guy.
yeah, you can. I don't think you can. I think the baggy jeans.
I was gonna say I feel like there's a couple classics. The baggy
Yeah, the
low
baggy-
rise
Yeah,
jean.
exactly. I think that's like the go-to.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like a 50 cent vibe, like white tee jersey.
Yes, a 50-cent vibe.
Yeah, like a white tee with a jersey out top
Or like a
of it.
band tee.
Yeah,
Something like that.
For sure.
Pinterest. Yeah.
And like the side hat.
Oh no. Oh god.
I might do that.
You should do that. You should do
Maybe.
your walk-in fit with the sideways.
Nah, I don't know. I don't know if I should.
Listen, Jass, we look forward to seeing your walk-in fit. Thank you so much for coming
Thank
on
you.
and giving me that story. Holy smokes,
Yeah,
that was so
more to
cool.
come.
More to come. This has only been part 1.
Yeah. We'll see.
Appreciate you, Jass.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to Max Access on the Forge Audio Network. If you like what you heard, please like, follow, subscribe, comment, and share.